No, we can do the prologue. Yeah. It's over. It's finally over. The moment Norton crosses the finish line, a bright flash appears and he notices Bane's hook slowly fade into pieces like brownie flakes. He looks back at Bane. That was the last time he ever seen him again. Then he is back to reality, with cheers roaring, confetti popping and flying everywhere. He had won the race. Before he could celebrate, he checked to see if the other racers were okay. Surprisingly enough, they were sitting right there by the sidelines, covered with large blankets to ensure they're protected from the cold. He sighs in relief. Norton looks at his surroundings, walks in his car and waves, finally getting to celebrate his victory and escape the mysterious, hellish loop. Norton? Someone calls out his name. How he had waited so long to hear that voice. Someone running towards him happens to be his mechanic, Luca Balsa. He quickly gets out of the car to run towards him in turn. Okay. Let's kind of beat up a little bit. Luca. As they get closer, they held one another in an embrace. Who's beat up too? Norton, you did it. You won. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Mechanic wholeheartedly cheers. Norton holds the mechanic tightly, face buried into Luca's shoulder. Why do you seem so sad? Being in the loop had made him desperate. He thought he'd never escape it to see his friends or Luca again. It might have been the longest hug they ever had. The mechanic pulls away. Okay, we can hug more later, but first we gotta get your car back to the workshop. She really needs some work on her. Oh, your eyes kinda different, okay. Alright. Oh, your eyes are too. That's cool. I'll meet you later. I'll go get your prize. Luca gives Norton a quick peck on the cheek and nudges him, motioning him to leave and let Luca do his job. Take his worknet away. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Norton finally approaches the announcer, finding it quite hard to believe that the congratulations were for him. They talk, just small talk. Pleasantries, really. Finally sealing the deal with a professional handshake. The trophy is finally thrust into worn gloved hands, and news reporter flashes are finally welcome for once. After all that, Norton heads to check on his friends. Guys, Hey, what's with the long face, Ryder? The trophy not to your taste? Guess everyone's kinda beat up. I'm sorry. You got to go through all that just for me to... Norton, we trust you. This is something we did to support you, as your friends. Mike. Demi nods in agreement and pats Norton lightly on the back. Thank you. Okay. Muriel's workshop. After avoiding the reporter's questions and picture taking, Norton finally makes it to the workshop. You can hear metal clanking and drills buzzing. Business as usual. You wouldn't believe these reporters. There was a slight pause till the sound of wheels rolling revealed the mechanic out from Norton's car. Well, aren't you just Mr. Popular? Norton puts down the trophy he was holding onto the nearest work table, then walks to the car, leaning on it to get closer to Luca. How's Morocco at? Took quite a beating. It's a miracle she lasted this long. You have no idea. Norton quietly says under his breath. Alright, enough work. We gotta celebrate. Luca gets removing his tool belt and glove. Got something on your mind? No. Sure? You can talk to me about anything, you know that, right? Well, anything doesn't really include the fact that the race has been stuck in a time loop for an undetermined amount of time. Most people would have a hard time believing that, even someone like Luca. Yeah, I know. Luca gives a kind smile, though his eyes don't move along with his grin. He knows he's lying. In the subject, quick. So Moro was supposed to be back by now. Any reason why he's not here? It's like you. You knew I got something up my sleeve. Norton's not sure exactly what Luca means by that, but watches how he pulls out a bottle of champagne and 2 plastic cups from behind the couch. He quick grins as he turns back to Norton, and then it clicks. Muriel left me in charge of the shop, so it's just us alone here for the night. Luca. Doesn't suit your fancy. We can just go eat at our usual diner. Oh no, it's fine. This is perfect. Great. Let's go tonight then. They relax on the couch, both letting out a little tight laugh. Luca pops the champagne, bottle open and pours their drinks. Luca raises his cup to his lips. Before he can take a sip, Norton puts a hand on his face, and he turns it towards him to give the man a forehead kiss. Thank you, Mimor. Did you buy this? Norton gestures to the champagne with his eyes. Yep, I worked really hard the other week for extra tips. But you could do it. Even if you hadn't won, I'd still celebrate. Luca laughs, clearly enamored by the one at his side. Norton feels like the luckiest man in the world. They clink their cup together and give a cheer. They down their drinks with Luca, really ready to fill them up again. Okay. They talked for several hours, both getting slightly drunk. Then I pulled the trick with Pigo, and he almost fell off his chair. It was so funny. You're such a shit. Well, I'm your little shit. Okay. They both giggle like idiots at that, steadily calming down, just sit there, gazing at each other so adoringly. I think Norton could have missed out on this for he didn't want to think about it. But the champagne tastes like ash when he takes another drink. Not even alcohol could chase those terrible thoughts away. With a frustrated sigh, Norton turns to Luca. Luca, I gotta tell you something. The race was strange. It wasn't normal. What do you mean by that? Every time we crashed, we were supposed to be dead. We died, but we returned to the start of the race and it kept happening over and over, again and again. I almost lost count how many times we went through it. Me, Mike, Demi, and Leona. We all experienced it. Felt it. Silence fills the room, turn the atmosphere heavy. They probably think I'm talking nonsense since I'm drunk right now. Norton. I believe you. I can tell when you're not lying, you know? Luca. But to think you guys were already dead before, I was devastated. I thought I would never escape from that hell. I can't stand watching my friends die over and over again. And for me to die as well, and remember the feeling of it countlessly, I thought I would never see you again. Luca holds Norton's hand with one hand and brings the other up to Norton. To touch Norton's face, finger gently tracing along the scar. I'm so sorry. Luca looks at Norton's scar and goes back to focusing on his gaze. Norton brings his own hand up to hold Luca's cheek and turn closes his eyes, laying into the touch. I'm scared of losing you. Luca's face gets close to Norton. Norton's gonna be okay. I'll always be by your side. He kisses him, sweet and gentle, and with all the love and comfort he can manage. As they part, they can't look away from each other, clearly in their own little world. Right away, they pick up where they left off. Norton wraps his free arm around Luca's waist and brings his other hand up to hold his face. Everything that was wrong before feels okay again. It's kind of crazy though. Diner at 7 p.m. That's cool. Next day after this encounter with Luca, Norton and the other racers decide to have a party at the diner to celebrate Norton's victory. They usually close on Sunday, but since Norton went to talk of the town, the owners insisted on making a special case in exchange for autographs to hang on the walls. Of course, Demi brought some refreshments of her own make, and Mike, who adores bad ideas, drank 2 bottles in less than 30 minutes. The party goes for a while, with Demi and Mike already pretty blitzed. He doesn't like alcohol that much, becoming a designated driver for everyone once the party ends. Speaking of which, it's getting late. The sun sets over the horizon with oranges, purples, and blues all slowly merging together on the other side of the windows. Such a lovely sight. Luca would love to see a view like this. Where is he now? Suddenly the clink of glass echoes in the room. Shake of the dough. Hey guys, may I ask for your attention please? Everyone's now looking at him, curious about what he has to say. Norton's assumption is like he has a cheesy speech about how much he loves them all. Mr. Norton, these 5 years together have been the best he's ever had. How very unlucky that his fortune is not smiling at him today. Which is why it's really hard to tell you all this. The short pause is taking everyone by surprise, a bit concerned even, Norton especially. Luca closes his eyes, taking a deep breath. I'm leaving. Norton's pretty sure the shattering of his heart could be audible. This can't be real. It has to be a joke, a really sick joke. He just got him back. Why? Not forever, hopefully not forever. I've got a new job in the city. City? You don't mean... Luca does not answer. Norton feels his drink almost leaving his grasp. What? Why? What could the city bring Luca that he didn't have here? Why is Luca leaving so suddenly? I wish I could take you all with me, really do. But the job requires a lot of focus. Not that you guys are bad influences, but it's just... Silent but Sniffle cut him off. There are definitely tears in his eyes. My job is very important to me. My job just doesn't accept anyone else. I don't mean to hurt you all, I really don't. That's just the way it is. Luca's hiding something. Everyone can tell, but no one is stepping forward. It would be selfish to do so. Maybe it is. I want to talk to you all still. Obviously I won't say goodbye forever. I'll keep in touch. I promise. Chuckles again, but it seems extremely forced now. You all have letters. We can write to each other every week. Don't forget about you. A tear is shed, and immediately Norton springs up to hug him. There's again enough to follow, but before they can get close, Norton whispers into his beloved's ear. You can talk to me about anything. You know that, don't you? The words failing to come out, Luca holds on to Norton tightly, burying his head in his chest in shame. Train station 10 a.m. Ain't leaving that fast. Station is currently packed. Hundreds of people, often huge families, are making their way through the ticket stalls, seating areas, and even right to the edge of the platform next to the track. It was all so loud, but there was only one person Norton could focus on. Luca is holding his luggage in front of him. Quite a big suitcase. Luca's life is packed in there. A suitcase and Luca will be leaving soon. The train should be here in a few minutes. If you guys have any deep, dark secret to share with me before I leave, you better get it off your chest now. Luca makes a joke, but none of them crack a smile. You really have to go? Mike, he'll be forever, honest. But it exists, we can talk to each other all the time. Mike goes up to hold Luca in a tight embrace. I'll miss you. He sniffles, and Luca pats him on the back. I will too, Mike. After a couple of moments, Mike retreats from the hug, allowing Demi to have a turn. As she hugs him, she puts a small but very expensive-looking bottle of booze in his hand. I mean, I told you 20 times, you can't have booze on the train. Well, breaking never hurt anyone. Besides, it's one of the best bottles in my collection. It's about pepper and lavender. Fits you really well, I think. Luca smiles and sneakily puts the bottle in the suitcase, make sure it will protect the by his clothing. Fine for you, Demi. But if I get arrested for contraband, that's on you. Let me give Luca one last side hug before retreating. Luca comes in to give Luca a very loving hug. Give you my prayers, Mitch. Always. Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. I know you'll be looking out for me. Luca smiles and gives him a playful punch before backing up. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm always watching. Whether she a joker or not, Scoop really can't tell. And then there was Norton. Norton goes up to Luca and embraces him. It felt like an eternity, and yet it felt like it was only a second. Luca. I'm sorry about this, I really am. It's okay, we all have things we need to do. I write to you every day. I read every letter, to the comma. Norton leans back to stare into Luca's eyes. There's a huge pain in his chest, as if this is the last time he'll ever see his beloved. Norton pulls Luca into a kiss. Sweet. Okay, let me get out of the way for a second. Okay. Oh shoot, well they stared. Hopefully y'all read that. Fortunate for me. On cue, Luca's train pulls up to the station, steam pouring out of the engine before coming to a halt. Well, this is it. Isn't. Not yet. Luca walks over to his other friends and pulls them all into a group hug one last time. They don't want to let go, but they have to. And Luca returns to Norton. Now, is it over? Was this over? Were Luca and Norton over? Would they be alone again? They'd never see each other again? Will that be enough to salvage their relationship? Luca goes to close to Norton again and pulls him into one last kiss. As the final train horns reaches, now it's time for Luca to get on. He looks into Norton's eyes. It'll never be over. With that, Luca grabs his luggage, sits on the train platform and staring back at all his friends. Trembling as the move, and Norton starts to walk along with it, not willing to tear his eyes away. Luca's face. He never wants to forget it. He just wanted to see him a little bit more. Just a little bit more time. So let's move on their own, eventually going into a sprint, trying to keep up with the train. Now tears spilling from his eyes. She didn't want to let him go. Wish she could just magically pull Luca towards him, keep him in his arms until the end of time. Already in the platform draws near, and in a rush to stop himself from falling off, he trips and falls to the ground on his hands and knees. He's trying to really rush over to see if he's alright. Norton's physically fine, but now he has to watch as Luca goes farther and farther away from him. It's becoming a small blip in the horizon. Tears fall on his face, without knowing that in the train that was on its way to Luca's new life, he is crying too. Long this relationship was tricky at first, but they quickly got the hang of it. Both made it a routine to stay hours on the phone when time would allow them to. Mostly consisted of Norton quietly listening to the other's voice rambling about the inventions of the day being worked on until the voice lulls him to sleep, followed by the inventor noticing and softly whispering him a good night before hanging up. Even when they had nothing to say, the phone stayed close to their ears. The thought of their presence was enough to keep each other company. Well, it seems a good time as any to, yeah, I don't know. Okay, 1 second. Alright, well that was Home to You. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. If you want to play this game for yourself, everything will be in the description below for you to play it. And figure out how Norton and Luca's relationship is gonna play out. And yeah. So I'm gonna end it here, unfortunately, for this video. Hopefully y'all had a good day yesterday and better tomorrow, you know, if you had a bad day. And yeah, I will catch y'all in the next video.